Collinwood has survived another night of terror. But even in the light of this day, there are those whose fears cannot be stilled. In the old house, Magda Rakosi reads a strange note over and over again, a note that could spell death for her. And in an artist's studio in Collinsport, a young man is about to receive a visit from the mysterious Count Petofi, who has learned that death may finally be awaiting him.
The door's open.
A host usually answers his own door.
I'm busy and I'm not your host.
Busy, are you? What delightful surprise are you preparing for the world today? Oh, her.
Yes, her.
I shall never understand, Charles, why you persist in painting that same picture over and over again.
I've told you already.
You're a grown man, Charles. Only little boys invent ideal women.
Look, I don't care to go over it with you again. Maybe I like to paint her because she's the only thing in this world that really belongs to me.
But she doesn't even exist.
She does to me.
Since you serve me so well, I suppose I must tolerate your childish fantasies.
I take it that you want me to do something for you.
Someday, Charles, I hope you will learn to be less bitter.
Look, would you mind just telling me what you want, and then you can leave?
I have a commission for you. Something that only you can execute. Something that requires the touch of a master's hand.
What is it?
This. Well, what's your answer, Charles? I don't see why you should be so shocked by my request.
I don't either. In fact, nothing you should say should really surprise me. I guess it's just that this is a little more grisly than your usual request.
But you will do it, won't you?
Come on, there are a lot of other artists in Collinsport. Why don't you get one of them?
No other artists have your touch.
Well, why don't you try the local embalmer? Yes, I think he could probably help you.
Very well, now you've had your little joke. Your answer. Charles, your answer.
I don't want any part of this or of you.
You have an obligation to me in the form of a contract.
Look, what do you want me to do this thing for anyway, huh? What is it you want?
Would it soothe your feelings somewhat if I assured you that no one would be hurt by this little deception of mine?
Yeah, I guess it would if I believed you, but I don't.
You know I never harm anyone unless it's vitally necessary.
Yeah, like the other night with that girl, Charity Trask. You know, Petofi, I stayed up almost all night wondering what damage you inflicted on her.
Not at all. The girl is now a thoroughly happy person.
Oh, yes. I can imagine.
My dear boy, I'm running out of time. When can you start? Don't be afraid to look inside, Charles. It's quite harmless, really. Come on, Charles. Don't be so squeamish. I'll be back at 1 this afternoon. I expect you to be finished with it by then.
what are you doing?
Isn't it obvious? I'm leaving.
And just when were you planning to inform me?
I wasn't.
Well, I'm not letting you go.
You don't own me. You can't keep me here.
Now listen to me, Amanda. I was counting on you to help me.
I've helped you. All I'm going to.
Just a few more visits to Trask. That's all I ask.
That's too much. And I've had all I can take from that pompous idiot.
But he's hooked, Amanda. Now that we have him, don't spoil it for me.
Spoil what? I don't understand. You don't tell me anything. I still don't know what you plan to do to this man when you have him where you want him.
When the time has come, I shall tell you.
When the time has come. I'm sick of hearing that, too.
Amanda, you mustn't leave me now. I need you.
It would be different if you needed me for yourself, but you don't. You're just using me.
And paying you well.
I don't care that much about the money.
Oh, that's not what you told me in New York.
Well, I've changed.
Changed? Why? What's made you change?
I don't know. But I have. And I've got to get out of this town.
One more day, Amanda. Just one more day.
Well...
I want you to do one more job.
Oh, you're something special. And for a minute I thought you were going to enjoy my company.
Well, I was. I do enjoy your company. You know that.
Well, I thought that for a time, but I was wrong.
Amanda, one more day, and it will make all the difference in the world, believe me.
What difference?
That which I need to accomplish can be done only by you, and once it's done, my dear, once it's successful, I'll have Trask, just where I want him.
Tim, I don't want to stay here. And I don't want you to stay here either. I can only think of the disaster that will become of us if we do.
Oh, I can only think of the bliss if I got what I want. Amanda, you know how I feel about you. Please, do this one last favor for me, and I promise I'll take you back to New York myself.
Do you really mean that?
Yes.
What do you want me to do?
Put on your makeup and your best dress, my dear, and I'll tell you about the gentleman you're going to meet.
All right. By the way, what's his name?
Count Petofi.
My dear Magda, if you've come to implore me to release Barnabas Collins...
No, I ain't. I came to ask you if you'd help me.
What sort of help?
Read this.
Between life and death, there is not room for a flea to jump. A most interesting observation, and true more often than not. Who wrote it?
Nobody. It's an old saying of the gypsies. It was pinned to my door last night.
I see. You know, too,
Know what?
that the gypsies are coming here. I suspect the neighborhood will be swarming with them soon.
You mean you already knew?
Yes, I did.
How did you know?
Well, I would like to say that it was an act of clairvoyance, but honesty compels me to tell you the simple truth. I found out purely by accident.
What are you going to do about it?
Nothing.
Nothing. But what if they come here looking for you?
They won't be looking for me unless they know I'm here. And they don't. No, as that note rather frighteningly suggests, my dear Magda, it is you they will be looking for.
But Tofi, you got to help me.
Why?
Because you got to protect me or they're gonna kill me.
If I protect you, they may find me. You can understand my reluctance to endanger my own existence.
Maybe your scheme don't work.
I have no reason to think it shouldn't.
Maybe they find out that you are in Collinsport.
They won't know unless you tell them. And you won't betray me, my dear Magda, because you won't be able to speak or write my name.
Huh?
Go on, try. Try to say my name. Say it.
Cannot.
And you will not. Is that quite clear?
Yes.
I hope your brethren will not be too intemperate when they finally catch up with you. I have a certain fondness for you, but you must go now.
I don't want to go back to the old house now.
You cannot stay here. I have another visitor now. Get out.
I hope it is King Johnny himself.
Are you Count Toffee?
You are the guest, my dear. You must identify yourself first.
My name is Amanda Harris.
Who sent you here? How did you find this place?
A man named Tim Shaw.
Oh. So Mr. Shaw has decided to disregard my advice. Amazing.
Is something the matter?
Come here so that I can have a closer look at you. Come, my dear, I won't hurt you. Absolutely astonishing.
What are you talking about?
You are a very beautiful woman, Miss Harris. One might almost say an ideal woman. Have you ever had your portrait painted?
Why do you ask me that?
Pray answer the question.
No, I haven't.
You're quite sure?
Well, I should think I would be sure if I had.
You would indeed. Pray sit down and tell me when you first met Charles Delaware Tate.
Who?
The name means nothing to you.
No.
Where do you come from, Miss Harris?
New York.
You were born and brought up there? Speak up.
Yes, I was born and brought up there.
I can only conclude that somewhere at some time, Charles Delaware Tate must have seen you.
What is all this talk about a Mr. Tate? And why are you so interested where I was born and brought up?
I have an appointment in half an hour. I must go. Kindly state your business.
You are a very strange man.
You didn't come here to tell me that.
No, I came here to ask you to help me.
Oh?
I'm in love with Tim Shaw.
Then he is a very fortunate young man. What else could he want?
I'm the one who wants something. I want to get him away from here. He came back to get revenge on someone, and he's determined to get it before he leaves. I'm afraid for him. Afraid he might get hurt or even killed.
What has all this to do with me?
Well, Tim has told me that you have a talisman of great power. He says it's the only thing that will ensure his revenge. Oh, if you could only allow him to use it just once. Oh, Count Patolfi, I beg you, let him use it. I'm so afraid of living in danger. All those sleepless nights. Oh, please, help me get Tim away from here.
You must indeed be in love with him. Has Mr. Shaw told you anything about this talisman of mine? Has he told you what it is?
No.
Then I will tell you. It is the hand of Count Patolfi. It is this. And it has great power. Too much power to be meddled with by the likes of Tim Shaw. Although I'm not surprised at his clumsy attempt to recover it. Go and give him a message from me. Once I congratulated him on his choice of enemies. Now I congratulate him on his taste in women. But his conception of strategy is pathetically inadequate. Good afternoon, my dear. I hope we shall meet again sometime.
King Johnny!
You are frightened, aren't you, Magda?
Have mercy.
You ask for mercy. That is good. Coming from a swine like you, that is something.
What are you going to do to him?
I will tell you what I would like to do. Slit your throat here and now and be done with you and the problems you have caused.
No, please. No, please.
Shut up! You will get to live your miserable life a little longer. Not because we have pity for you, but because we do not yet have the hand.
Tell me what will happen to me.
If you return the hand willingly, if you do not deceive us again, then maybe, Magda, your punishment will not be so severe. But because of Julianka's death, there is no way for you to avoid going on trial.
Then kill me. Kill me now. Please, I beg of you. Kill me because I ain't got the hand and I cannot get it for you.
You're lying.
No, I ain't. You searched the house. You ain't found it.
I intend to search it again. And while I am gone, think again, Magda. Think well. And if you cannot remember where the hand is, then maybe I won't have to take you back for a trial. Maybe King Johnny will kill you right here.
What will you do?
I don't know. I have no choice. I must stay here.
Don't say you have no choice. You do. You can leave any time you want.
Very well, then I prefer to stay.
Why is Mr. Trask so important to you?
He was responsible for the deaths of 2 people, one of whom happened to be very close to me. I happen to love that person very much.
A woman?
Yes. Oh, I wasn't in love with her, as you're probably thinking. It was a kind of love, that's all.
Well, I understand.
You'd better pack.
No. I'll stay a little longer.
Why?
You refuse to recognize the danger you're in. I can't protect you from it, but maybe in time I can convince you to get out for your own good.
Thank you, Amanda.
Tim, will you promise me something?
What's that?
Please, don't have anything to do with Count Petofi.
Why?
Tim, he's the most frightening man I've ever met. He kept asking me questions about my past. But the way he asked gave me the feeling that he was seeing deep inside me.
I shouldn't think that's very unusual. It's in the natural order of things for someone to ask about someone's past.
It was frightening. Because before 2 years ago, I don't remember anything about my past.
I told you the hand ain't here. Now you're seeing for yourself, huh?
I see nothing but a lying, thieving gypsy.
But Johnny, please.
King Johnny.
King Johnny. Please, I swear I ain't got it.
But who has it?
I don't know.
You're lying. Who has it?
can't say.
You can't say. You are Magda who can say anything. Anything you want to say. Maybe you need some help.
No.
Help in remembering. Well, I will give you that help. How about that? Now, do you remember the name? Or do you need more help? What's the matter?
I don't understand it.
But I do. You finally realized that going against your people was a little too dangerous. But I swear you're clever. As always, Magda. You slipped it there while I was upstairs, didn't you?
No, I swear I did not. No, I did not because I ain't got the hand.
Then what's in here?
Nothing. It is empty. Go on, open it. Open it, you'll see. It has got to be empty.
Why don't you look for yourself, Magda?